This is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada, and welcome to my Color and Chat vlog number 16, I believe, is where we are. And I'm coloring in this book that I received this month. It is Jade Summer's Grayscale edition of Nightmare. And the pictures in here are giving me nightmares about coloring them because they are so intricate. So with this one, I thought I would start with the wood. And we're in a wood cabin, wood floor. It looks old and dilapidated, so I really had no... I was trying to find a drink, but I don't have one. If I need it, I'll get up later. So I figured I'd just color those all the same color. Nobody's been in here for a while. And all the grayscale in there adds natural highlights and shading and all that sort of stuff. Then I got her skin done because I knew I didn't do the tip of her nose. Can you believe that? So, skin didn't exactly turn up the color I wanted it to be, but this is what I got. It's pastel peach. It looks nicer on camera. It's a bit orange on the way I'm seeing it. So I'm just kind of like narrowing it down and taking things that there's several of that I can do, and then when I'm done, I'll be left with individual little things to do. At least that's my plan. So the biggest thing first, then her skin. That's all I've done. So there's going to be the next thing I was going to do is do her hair, because I believe I can use a alcohol marker. I've also got my ultra fine permanent markers here, and I've got my fine permanent markers here, which I believe I will be turning to using, I guess, after I do her hair. So I'm going to do it one of the yellows. Deep yellow or marigold. I don't have no, marigold's too orange. Okay, I'm going to do it deep yellow. So, what have you been up to lately? I've kind of had, it feels like a busy work. Oh, here we go. It feels like a busy week for me, even though I didn't really do that much. I guess it's because I had a lot going on in my brain, and it's just, I get physically tired from the activity in my brain. But let's try and see if we can think of something to really talk about. Well, why don't I do my reading, watching, listening too? So, I am definitely reading The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. I have read a few of his books, mainly all except for the last one, and I never did read this first one because at the time I found him, his second book was called something like The Garden of the Beasts, or yeah, I think that's what it was. That's the one that I wanted to read, and then I found out he'd written this one. Well, this book is about H.H. Holmes, the prolific serial killer during the Chicago World's Fair. But it's not just about H.H. Holmes. It's about the fair as well, and like the whole social state of the world at that time. Eric Larson's books are very broad while telling a very detailed story. He ventures out into the world that we're talking about, and if you enjoy social history, you just absolutely love his books. It doesn't matter what the topic is, whether you're interested in the topic. If you're interested in the time period, yeah, just read them for the social history, which is what I like. I like to read social history. So at the time that I found out about this book and why I never read it was because I had just finished reading a biography on H.H. Holmes, which was pretty, well, covered pretty much everything that I felt I needed to know at that time. And at the end of that book was a link to a documentary that had been produced about him, so I watched that. And then at the end of the book, like, this was all made by some, I don't know, I got it as a freebie off of Amazon. It was a great big huge book with all these books in it. And then it had another book which was of the it was written by the police officer or sheriff or whatever it was that was in charge of the case. So he wrote that, and I read that. And then it had H.H. Holmes's own autobiographies or accounts of his story for the newspapers, and a little booklet that he published. They did that back then. There's lots and lots and lots of little booklets from the 1880s and 1890s of people writing their story. So I had just been inundated with H.H. Holmes and felt like I knew the story inside out, and I really was kind of like done for the time being, so that's why I never did read it. But I've always watched things on H.H. Holmes, and I'm ready to read about him again, because he's if you're not into true crime, you won't understand this statement that I'm going to make. But if you're a true crime aficionado, such as I am, then you will understand when I say that H.H. Holmes is one of my favorite serial killers. So, yeah, I've started reading it. I'm not very far into it. We're just at the point where on one side of things they have just gotten permission to run a bid to hold the World's Fair or Exposition, World's Expo, whatever it's called. I think it was a fair. I think it was a World's Fair. I'm not sure if there's a difference between the World Expos and the World Fairs. But anyway, it was a Chicago World's Fair, which I believe I've written about before, because wasn't Chicago's fair the one where the Ferris wheel first appeared? Because I did read a book about that, but that could have been a different fair. Yeah, and then on the Holmes side of things, we're just kind of being introduced to him. So yeah, not a lot. Oh, I missed a spot. Did I put my color back, or do I have it? No, put it back. It was 101. Where is 101? I can't have left it over there. Oh yeah, here it is. What am I looking for? Yes, 4. So that's what I'm reading. What I'm watching is... What am I watching? Oh, yes. No. I've got written down that I'm watching Murder Maps. Well, I am, sort of. There's a channel on YouTube which seems to be releasing an episode from season 5 every few days or once a week. I can't remember what the schedule is. So they've released the first episode of season 5. It's a 2-parter, so I'm not going to watch it till the next episode is up. So I've got the last season of Murder Maps to go, but in the meantime, I have started watching... What am I doing? Yeah, I have started watching... am I watching a show? No, I'm not. I'm watching things on Real... What's it called? Real True Crime Documentary. It's REEL. I think that's what it's called. Real... It could be Real Truth. I don't think so. I think it's Real True Crime Documentaries. And, so... Some of those are... Well, like, they show episodes from different shows, and they have 2 or 3 shows. I've only just started watching it, so I don't know yet exactly. But they have a few shows going at once, and they show an episode of one every day, so that you don't get tired of well, I imagine just for variety. Though I would like them to do an episode of a show every day, because that's just like the way I am. But I watched an episode of Cold Justice, and I really like that show a lot. So these are fairly new ones. And I kind of feel like that's a strand of hair, but where would it... Oh, yeah. I'll color it and see what happens. It might just look like a dark spot on the floor. And I feel like this is hair, too. Oh, well. Can't do much about that. So, yeah, hair. So that was really good. It was about a woman who was, who just disappeared one day in the 1980s. And so then the case went, well, no, it didn't go cold right away, because somewhere a few weeks later, her briefcase was found. It was empty, but it had her driver's license in it. So they found that in a ditch, I believe. And then 3 months later, they found her car abandoned in the parking lot of a mall. But they didn't believe it had been there for the 3 months, because security at the mall would have had it towed away by that time. So they believe, at this point, they're believing that the killer planted the suitcase and the car. Then it took 11 years before her body was found, and then it took 6 more years before the body was identified. And finally, her case went from a missing person to a homicide. And then they started looking into the case, and that's where our what's the show called? I forget now. Cold Justice, yes, that's it. And that's where Cold Justice picks up. They come in, and they're going to look into the case. And anyways, they focus on the husband. I won't tell you what happens from there. And then I watched a show about gangsters in Britain, which kind of started at the Cray brothers years. It mostly concentrated not on the two famous ones, but on their older brother, Charlie Cray. And then it went to modern day gangs, and the ones they looked at were two competing black gangs who hated each other for some reason or whatever. But the show's hosted by a former guy involved in the mafia. So, or not the mafia, but the mob. Back in the days, he knew the Craig brothers. And then he gets to interview people who are currently in the business or were biggies in the business. So it was really cool. I'm really interested in the 60s and earlier when it comes to the mob and the mafia and Cosa Nostra. Is that how you pronounce it? Cosa Nostra? So I'm interested in all that. I am not interested in modern gang wars. I have no interest in that. But it was a really good show. I think that one was an hour and a half. And then that's where I am. That's up to date on my watching. The next episode I'm going to watch is the episode that they released either today or yesterday, and it's another episode of Cold Justice. So I thought I'd get to this first, and then I'll treat myself to the episode when I'm done. So, I've missed part of her arm. Oh man, I'm not doing well on this. So that's what I'm reading and watching. I'm not listening to anything, but I thought what I would do is every week find a playlist to listen to, and try and go out of my comfort zone. First of all, I have to check and see if I'm still subscribed to Spotify, which I think I am. I don't remember unsubscribing. I do remember thinking about it because I wasn't using it that much. But anyway, maybe I'll pick a playlist off of YouTube as long as it's not too long, and I'll listen to that. So I also thought you guys, I'll pick my own playlists for a little while, first few weeks, and then after that I'll let you guys make suggestions of a playlist that I should listen to based on my interests, because I would like to listen to some more modern music. So now I was thinking that her shirt could be blue. The problem is that I would like this to be in bright colors, but they have to be dark because, you know, these toys look like they've been in here a very long time. And even if he was wearing a bright blue dress, then it would have been scuffed and stuff and been so messed up you wouldn't even notice the real color. So I don't know. Let's give her a blue shirt anyways, because that's what I've been thinking. This one is too dark. What's this one like? Here, I got a piece of paper. Let's do some swatching on here. I don't know if I'll be on camera or not. I can never bother to get out swatch sheets for these. Ooh, this one kind of feels like it's running out. Ah! Let's just make sure nothing is stuck to it. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, so what else I got in blue? That's turquoise. That looks like turquoise. Here's blue. This looks like a I was going to say cyanide. Looks like Just a minute, I have to get in my chair properly. It's hard to get all the way on the chair. Okay, cerulean, there we go. Yeah, that's a bit. I think we'll just go with this one. It's pretty bright. Oh, actually, I think I can get away with using these. Oh, maybe this might be a better blue. Yeah, let's use this one. So she's wearing a t-shirt. So that's all I have for my reading, watching, and listening. So my oldest son is back to the adult learning center and all is going well there. Basically, they've had a little bit of problems, but he just needs to get some adjustment time and can't let him get out of it. He just has to go, and then he'll get back into being comfortable there. Yeah, well, the problem with Sharpies and permanent markers and stuff is that they leave lines just like water-based markers if you don't color with them rightly, which I didn't do there, but I think I fixed it. So these are very intricate pictures. I don't know what it's going to be like doing the dolls back there. I do have a milky white out that I'm going to do their skin with so that they're very pale. Then I think maybe I'll just use a little bit of charcoal to put some smudges of dirt on them. That's what I could do. I could smudge some charcoal onto their clothing. That would make it have some like worn out spots on it and stuff. Sorry, I'm probably gonna be silent for some of these parts because just let me. I'm gonna put this over here so I have more space to put the coloring book up. So, I did a big boo-boo yesterday. Yesterday morning I wake up. Let's make her eyes that turquoisey blue that I was picking earlier. Not this one. I like this color for eyes. So I woke up in the morning, went and got my coffee, sat down and took my pills, and just after I swallowed my pills, I realized that the night before I hadn't taken my bedtime pills, which includes sleeping pills, and so that morning I just went and took the next set of pills, which was my bedtime pills from the night before. So I had woken up and I'd just taken 2 sleeping pills, along with a bunch of other medications that I take at night because they may make you drowsy. So, it did not take me long before I was feeling drowsy. And so I was trying to stay up. And then I was talking to Mr. Niagara, and I said, well, I'm on my way to get another cup of coffee. I'm just going to have to try and stay awake all day today. And then we discussed it and decided that I was just going to go to bed then, because the pills were starting to work and I was really tired and everything. So I went to sleep and I slept for 4 hours. And I got up for a little while and I was still sleepy, so I went back to bed and slept a good portion of the evening. And then I decided that it was time for me to just, I was up again for a little bit, and then I decided, you know what, I should just go to bed early tonight and start afresh tomorrow. So I took my bedtime pills for that day, and I went to bed at 9 o'clock, and I slept straight through until, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I must have been quite tired beyond. Okay, so I'm going to do her lips with gel pen, so that they're going to stay. The same with her fingernails, so leave those. So let's get up here, and I'm going to do the curtains. So this was really hard to figure out here, but it's all folded over, and it's folded over on here. So there's some, I think this cloth was attached to this kind of like thing that covered that. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to color this curtain and its topper here the same color. So what color should that be? Let's go with purple. Oh, I keep moving my sheet. And that's good purple, but it bleeds quite a bit. And when you're doing small things, you really don't want a lot of bleed. Okay, this is much better. Yeah, so actually I was supposed to be doing this yesterday, because that was my plan. But unfortunately I slept all day and all night. I have like terrible sleep habits and insomnia and like all sorts of things. That's why I take the sleeping pills. They're not strong ones, but you would think they were by how much they made me sleep yesterday. Basically they only start to work if you're not tired when you take them, then they're not going to do anything. You need to be like all relaxed and, you know, ready for sleep. So yeah, that was yesterday. Today hasn't been a big day at all. I think I told you that Mr. Niagara was back to his, he works a full-time seasonal job, and it's with tourism, and has been canceled ever since COVID, and they just opened up to do business again probably 3 weeks ago now. So he's back to doing that, and just kind of course it's not full-time, because it's just not, people just aren't deciding to come use their service all the time during COVID. But yeah, it's steady work at least. So he's still doing the grocery store job, but he always has 2 jobs, so it's no biggie. it's hard to find full-time job work at one place here, so. So yeah, he'll probably be home soon. He said about 5:30, and it must be creeping up to that. It was 5. I think it had just gone 5 when I started this. And we've been, hello, how long have we been? Oh, that's the date. Oh no, that's the time. Oh, I've been 30 minutes. Have I been talking for 30 minutes? I can't have. Wow. Alright, I'll just wait and see if that changes to 31. And then I'll know that that is the time. So, yes, I do have some very good news. Hi. Come on in.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You bringing my drink? Or you just get here?
After I ate.
You just got here? You just got home? Okay. That was Mr. Niagara. He just got home from work, like I just said. He doesn't like to be heard when I'm filming. So, yes, where was I? Yes, good news, good news. So, you know, is the cat in here? What was that sound? No, I think she's outside the door. So, where should I start? Remember how I told you I had lost 30 pounds? Well, I'm maintaining that. Just hang on, I have to go get a drink. Won't be a minute. Diet Pepper in a bottle. And he Diet Dr. Pepper. But you know what I have a hankering for? My husband Mr. Niagara bought some for himself last week. And that was Mountain Dew Zero. And I think I might like to mix up my Diet Dr. Pepper with the Mountain Dew. I used to really love that. Just not sure how much I'll like it, since I love the taste of this, and the Mountain Dew is going to be a citrusy type. So I'll put that on the floor, and then I'm going to have a sip. So, okay, yeah. So, I had an appointment with my, my therapist the other day, and it's hard to explain her job because she's the only person in the province who does her job, so it's kind of a unique position. And she is a nurse practitioner. She's not a doctor, but nurse practitioners can now do pretty much everything a doctor can do, like a GP anyways. I think GPs are going the way of the dinosaur these days. So I see her instead of a GP, and she takes care of me whole body. She's like a whole body practitioner, and she specializes in psychiatry. So she has a set of patients, and You know, you could get put on a waiting list for her, but it will probably be a very long waiting period because she's full. She doesn't have openings for new patients, and I've been with her for 12 years, I think. So anyways, she treats me, I go in there and we do all my physical stuff. I go every month, and she asks me if I'm having any health issues, and she, you know, does the normal blood pressure, and every 3 months I get a full blood workup, and, you know, it's just like really, really good health care. Then when we're done with that bit, then we move over to, I have an hour appointment with her. Then we move over into the therapy session, and we talk about that. So I can talk to her about medical issues and therapy issues. And losing weight is kind of both. So it's a good thing I have her. But anyways, she was really happy for me for losing the 30 pounds. And I've maintained it, which ever since I told you guys, I've been maintaining it. So that has been the most important. That makes me the happiest. I mean, it's great to have lost the weight, but to keep it off is more important in my mind. But, okay, let's just decide what I'm going to color next. Okay, I was going to do their faces, and all their skin anyways, and I kept out a milky white. Yes, I'll tell you the names of all the pens I've used when I get to the end here. If I don't forget, just remind me. Sometimes I feel like you're just right there listening to me, and you're a listener instead of a talker. It's kind of like reverse positions, because when I'm with people in real life, I'm the listener. People always tell me their troubles, and I'm not complaining about that, but I guess I bring that out in people, that they feel comfortable telling me what ails them or what what is vexing them. But yeah, I feel like that you're that listener for me. So I said to her, I said, yeah, but now is, how am I going to lose any more weight? Because, we've been through this with her so many times that basically we have been for a year or so now, been at the point where she's told me that, you have to accept who you are, and, she talks about body image, and, I think that was part of the dress. Well, it's light enough color to color over. And that, I just have to accept my size and love myself anyways, and yeah, I know that's what we're supposed to do and stuff, but it's very rare that I can do that, and I know that's a whole another psychological issue of body image and stuff. Okay, I just colored his legs, but are his legs made out of skin? Or, like, because they look like spider legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 at the side. 2 at that side. 1 at the back. So 2, 4, 6. So they're not spider legs. They're just insect legs. Legs, not legs. Did I do down there? Because I guess I was kind of envisioning them being black and hairy like a tarantula's, but no, that's pretty freaky for them to be made out of skin. Let's continue. I can always go over them if I want to. That's the great thing with alcohol markers. If you make a mistake with a light color, just go over it and it will cancel it out. Okay, so this person here is just peeking out. There's just tiny bits here. And this guy looks like he's wearing, that's his stomach. Oh, geez, I still haven't gotten to what I'm talking about. Oh. So she said, well, have you ever been involved with the Wharton Clinic? And I said, yeah, you sent me there about 5 years ago, and they're all about you going on this drug called Saxenda, and it's basically like bariatric surgery in a needle, and it's very expensive. It's not covered by our government health care. So I took it back then because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you try anything. And I was, oh, that's a baseball bat. I thought that was his leg. This is his leg over here. But we could only do it for a short period of time because we really couldn't afford it at all. But we tried it out and it worked great. It was wonderful. So anyways, she says, well, she says they have another drug that they're using there that's covered. Because there's this new, it's not new stuff, but it's a weight loss. It's just like, well, it's one of the drugs that's in Saxenda, or the drug that's in Saxenda that makes you lose weight. And she said they're doing that now, and that is covered by the government. So she's signing me back up for that place. I said, yeah. I said, okay, sign me up. I mean, I didn't really like the place very much because they were basically pushers for the meds. So, you know, they pushed me to go on it. I went on it. I had great results. They told me how great I was doing. I lost 30 pounds or 35 or somewhere like that, maybe even 40 pounds in 3 months. And, you know, so I was ecstatic. But then I had to come off of it because I couldn't afford it. And then they kind of just don't really do much for you. You go in there every week, you haven't lost weight or you've gained weight, and they just like tell you to exercise more, eat better, make appointments with you to go see the nutritionist. I don't need to see no nutritionist. I know, I probably know more about eating than she does. I've read so much about every kind of everything about eating. So I know what's healthy and I know what's not. And besides, all I do is make shakes to eat. I can't eat solid food, if you remember. So this might work well with the, because last time when I was on the Saxenda, I could eat solid foods. I just had to be careful and, you know, only have small portions. And some stuff was just too solid for me to be able to digest. But I figure now, with my protein shakes and liquid diet, that I might just, and I'm talking like Captain Kirk again, I might just be able to lose some weight this time. because if it works like Saxenda, I will lose it, because that's what it does. It's like when you have bariatric surgery, for the first 18 months, it takes away the, is it a hormone? I think they call it a hormone that makes you feel hunger. So if you have bariatric surgery, that hormone gets cut off for about 18 months. It's around 18 months when people stop losing weight. So once they've reached 18 months, that's kind of like what the bariatric surgery would do. For me, I lost 150 pounds. But then when the chemical or hormone, pretty sure they called it a hormone, came back, I already did feel ill. Like, that's what bariatric surgery does to you. Makes your stomach smaller. You don't secrete the hunger thing for 18 months. And it makes certain foods make you sick. So you just don't eat them. I mean, it's like, well, for me, cake and ice cream. You know, I never used to really like cake. I liked the icing. So I liked to get one that had, like, a piece of cake that had icing in the middle and had really thick icing or even frosting on the top. That's what I liked. But soon after my surgery, and they wean you on to eating proper food too. So once I was eating solid foods again, I tried it, and yeah, no. It made me so ill that I wouldn't have it. And same with ice cream. I mean, I've even had that up to, I didn't have any this summer, but last summer I did. It's like I think, oh, well, maybe it won't make me sick now because it's been 12 months. Maybe my body will be able to handle it. And of course it can't, and it makes me throw up and like just be in major abdominal distress. Okay, so let's do the pieces of, I see this as being pieces of wallpaper that are stuck to the wall. There's not much of it left. So let's do that. Let's see if I have like a mossy green. I want it to be kind of a gross color because maybe this will work. This is a deep olive green, and I know that's kind of a murky color, yeah. These Smart Art markers have small nibs on them. So I figured out that if you color in Jade Summer books, you're not going to get any of that yellowing. I've never heard of anybody getting in it. I think it's because of the black backgrounds that the yellow will go onto this and you don't see it. But I'll have to keep my eyes open for that. I am anyways. I don't run into it very much. So far I've only run into it in one book when I was doing the flip last time. I can't remember which book it was. And the Mystery Colors magazine. Okay, so that's it. So let's see. Let's get out 2 hair colors. I'm not going to have any of them be blonde. They're all going to be browns. So let's get, oh no, we could do a ginger. This color right here is kind of like a pumpkin color, isn't it? It might be a bit bright. How about this one? Oh, it doesn't look, oh, that's even brighter. The problem with these Shuttle Art permanent markers is that the ends on them are nothing like the color inside. Okay, which one is this? Adobe Orange. I think maybe that's the color I'm going for. Yes. Alright, so we'll do some ginger hair, and we'll do some tan. Okay, well, let's give the girl tan here. Hope it's not too close to the, no, it's not, it's different than the wall. So yeah, that's what I'm really excited about. So I had to go to my doctor's office. I'm only seeing my doctors by telephone appointment. So she sent, I have to go get lab work done, like the whole shebang, everything that you could get done, including is it called an EKG? When they put the things on your heart, the little electrodes on your chest to check out your heart. So she's going to get all of that done with me, so that it will be done when I go to the clinic, because you always have to get that stuff done before they'll start treating you, because they need to know what all your vitamins are and what all your blood work came back as. And you also have to have a is it called a gastronomy and a colonoscopy. You have to have those done recently. Well, I do have a colonoscopy regularly, like whenever they tell me I'm supposed to have it next, I have it next. Because when I was 40, I had a tumor removed, and my mom died from complications from colon cancer. So yeah, so I get checked for that, and when he's doing that, he does an endoscopy. Oh yeah, that's what it's called, an endoscopy. He does one of those on me too, since he has me under. He does me at both ends. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. Is that TMI? This little guy back here has horns. I think we're going to color those green. You know, let's just kind of like color this guy here with one of the colors that I have. He can have a blue shirt too. Then he's just done. And I missed down here with this part is skin, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's part of this guy, like is that his thigh and that's kind of like his diaper, then what's this? You know what, I'm just going to make it part of the door, because it's not going to hurt anybody if it is. Okay, so now let's get out a kind of, oh, I have the mossy green already. Oh, do you know, that's my sister video calling me again. She always calls when I'm filming my videos. So sorry, Mish, but I'm filming, and I will call you back when I'm done, which won't be too much longer now. So I think I've said enough on that topic. Now, for some reason, I've just, ever since I saw this picture, I imagined him wearing a red mask. So I'm going to give them one, and that's where I'm going to need my ultrafines for. So what I want is kind of like a dark red, not a bright one. And I'm pretty sure the Bic markers have one. So let's just keep this red out. They don't have a lot of different shades of red. Oh, here it is. It was Prairie Berry. What color is that? Oh, it's kind of more of a purpley pink. But what's the red like? It's red, all right. So I don't know. Alright, so should I, yeah, I'll go for the Prairie Berry. It's darker. And maybe those pegs in his ears can be iron. They look like railroad ties. Is that what they're called? So I think he's got one in his head too. Those I'm going to use a gel pen with, make them look metal. Now let's see if I can go around his eyes without everything bleeding into them. Because the Sharpie kind of bleeds. At least in this small space. Yeah. Let's use, quickly, give me an eye color. Give me a brown. Thank you. Okay, so let's just give him brown eyes. Then, can't tell that it bled into it. And I think I'll do their lips pink. All of these guys will just have a touch of pink on their lips to make them look like they have lips. What is that? Oh, this is like a cracked in half face. Does the lip go up there? No, but that's going to have to be red. Okay, and she's got puny little lips. So, my goodness, we're on the hour mark here. So I am just going to no, I'm going to do hers with, her lips with gel pens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through with color and give them outfits. I'm going to try and stick to dark colors. Oh, wait a minute. I said something was wood. The baseball bat. Well, let's do it tan. Same color as that girl's hair. I've got quite a few colors in this already, so I'm going to have to try and stick with my pile here. And if I do add a new color, I'm going to put it in 2 places. And if I want some green for that guy's, I need an ultrafine for that though. Okay. There, I like that. And I need a bit of red to do the scarring on this one's face. Mouth is cut open. Ooh. Alright, let's get to the outfits. Okay, so I have one more thing to tell you guys. And that is, yesterday morning, my husband went out in the morning to do some errands, I guess. I don't know. This is the story that he told me. And our neighbor's house is empty. It's been sold for a while, and they moved out pretty quickly after it was sold, but the house is now empty, with a sold sign in its front yard. And so he gets into our driveway and he sees some guy looking into the neighbor's house's basement window. And their house is just like ours, so it's just like a cellar basement. And he wonders what this guy's up to, you know, like, is he planning on going in there? So he's like, you know, hey, what are you doing? And the guy says, well, I was just walking by, and there's water pouring out of the front door of this house. And Mr. Niagara is like, what? Really? So he goes around and he has a look too. And then he goes back and they both look in the, looks like he's got a shirt and shorts. Actually, I think this is a girl. Yeah, I'm going to make her into one. So, they both go and look in the basement, because that's where our houses flood. Like, our house has a one of those motorized pumper things that goes on every so often. There's a hole in the cellar floor, and it does its thing when it needs to. Yeah, I'm just going to do these as shorts, or I could have colored his shorts already. Wait, just let me add some green down here so it looks like his shorts. There. Problem fixed. So, Mr. Niagara says that he'll call the realtor's number on the sign. So he does. And the realtor guy is over here, lickety-split, I imagine. Hey, you know that house that you sold on da-da-da street? Well, there's water pouring out of the front door. Yeah, I bet he was there fast. And so I don't know, he called whoever he needed to call, and then there was people. There actually wasn't any water in the house, so there was no damage. It was all under the floor. And the city came, and well, all day long there were workmen's trucks pulling up, and vans and all that sort of thing. And so John was standing around talking to one of the guys, you know, like guys do. Mr. Niagara, I mean. And yeah, so it turns out it was like under the floor or something, and that a pipe had burst because, oh, what did he say? Like, the water had been turned off because they weren't there. The house was empty. And some people came in to work on something to do with plumbing and had turned the water back on and then off. And I don't know anything about plumbing, or if I'm saying it right, but this is the gist I got, was that had created some kind of air buildup, or or some kind of gas buildup or air buildup or whatever, and the pipe broke. So that, it was underneath the house, I guess, or the floors and the house. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure what really happened because I don't get it. I don't understand that kind of stuff. Okay, we're going to stick to the colors that I have now. And so that's why the water was leaking out of the house, because it was coming from underneath of the floor. So all day today, well, not all day today, but today there have been a few different workman's vans coming up to the place. Some of them are here for, half an hour, and some of them just kind of drive up and get out, and then I don't know what they do, because from my window I can see the road perfectly fine. I can see them get out and head towards their driveway, but I can't see the houses beside me from here. I can see the ones from across the road. So yeah, I was lucky they got it, because I mean, if nobody had paid attention to it, it could have ultimately involved our house. But we're just wondering who it is that's going to pay for what went wrong there, because we know that with pipes, when we moved in, we had a lot of plumbing problems, and we still do because of the age of the house. But the pipes that give us trouble are on our property. So if something needs to be replaced or fixed with broken pipes, we have to pay for it. If it goes out of the house and reaches out to, I don't know, the sidewalk, if that's where the break is, then it's the city's property, and they will pay for it. So, I mean, if you're going to have a plumbing problem, it's most likely going to be close to your house, not across the road. So, yeah, so I don't know who would pay for that. The people who bought the house? Is it on city ground? Are they going to pay for it? Is that what they came here to check? City vans have only been here once, though. Like, there was just kind of like a van came and just a car marked city. They came at the same time, and I guess they were there to check and see if it was their responsibility. And then the rest of the trucks and stuff that came yesterday and the ones that have come today are not. Do you think they're pulling a piece of her off? Let's put that to blue, make it look like they are. And that hook's gonna get done with metallic gel pen. Yeah, so this vlog is a little short compared to my usual ones, but I'm sure a longer one will come up again. How are you guys doing? Are you participating in the spooky season challenge? And have you colored anything for it yet? Have you colored multiple things for it yet? Do you plan on it? Or are you staying away from it? Are you doing the challenge over on my Facebook group? So we're having a lot of fun with that one. There's a really pretty color palette that you use in a picture that you color. And got some good stuff coming up for future challenges as well. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. So let me know what you were doing while you were watching this. I always like it when people tell me what they're doing while they listen to me. Well, it seems that quite a few of you do your housework or your ironing while listening to me. Yeah, so let me know what you're doing. Are you coloring something, or are you doing something more mundane like the chores? So, I've saying so a lot of times. This is almost done, and it was nowhere near as hard as I thought it was going to be. I mean, when you have a complex picture like this, just start with something with the big things and then work your way down. I have to tell myself that because there's no reason why I should have felt so intimidated by this and by the whole book, I'll tell you. Because this is one I want to do next. It looks easy. But, you know, some of these, you know, they don't look as bad now to me because I'm immediately looking, oh, here's one. But I'm immediately looking at them and seeing what the big thing is. Cool. Alright guys, I'm going to sign off now and answer me down below in the comments. Make sure you take a look at my description and visit my my co-host for the color along. I have her Thunder Junkie. I have her her channel link down below. She's actually not participating at the moment. She's had to go offline, but show her some love anyways. She'll probably use it. So, stay healthy, stay safe, wear a mask, and until next time, bye-bye.